What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the DC edition of the Ragin Nation Show. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things that matter to me in the DC Extended Universe. This is episode number 42, and in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about Justice League Part 1, and also the success of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, and also the future of the DC Extended Universe. So what's going on with Justice League Part 1? Well, they're going to start filming in 2 weeks. April 11th is when they're going to start. Of course, Zack Snyder is directing, and I got a little bit of casting news for you guys, and that is Amber Heard has been cast as Mera, and she is the spouse, or rather significant other, of Aquaman. And she had a little bit to comment about her costume, and she said that it is half armor and half scales, just like how it would be in the comics. And now, if you don't know about the Mera character, like I said before, it's the girlfriend or wife of Aquaman, and she has a lot of the similar abilities, except that she also has telekinetic telepathic powers, but her telekinetic powers revolves around water. So she can create things with water. And that is actually pretty cool. I'm actually pretty excited to see her character come to life. And she is not only in Justice League Part 1, but of course in the Aquaman solo film. So very, very exciting stuff. And so we're going to move on and talk about Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. And of course, this is the prequel to Justice League Parts 1 and 2. And well, Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, despite all the negative reviews from the critics, is critic-proof because it just opened huge all over the world. Now let's talk about the box office. Originally, Warner Brothers and box office analysts originally predicted $140 million for the domestic opening. And then I was thinking, $140 million, that's kind of low. I'm thinking 155, 156. I mean, after all, you got Superman and Batman in the same movie. That should mean something. Well, it did mean something because it just opened with $170 million on its opening weekend domestically. That is huge. Now, that places it on 4th place for the biggest opening for a superhero film. Right behind, well, number 1 is the Avengers, number 2 is the Avengers Age of Ultron, number 3 is Marvel's Iron Man 3, so 3 Marvel films, and then Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice at $170 million, which is $10 million right behind The Dark Knight Rises. So this is DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers' biggest opening for a superhero film. So huge. Now, as for worldwide, it is the biggest opening worldwide for a superhero film at $424 million. It broke records, and wow, I'm pretty sure they just exceeded their budget. Exceeded their production plus marketing budget. I'm pretty sure their marketing budget was probably like $200+ million. And of course, their production budget was $250 million. So let's just say $500 million in production and marketing combined. So $424 million worldwide is pretty good. By the end of its theatrical run, it's most likely going to meet its considered success, $1 billion. After all, the studios did say that for Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice to be considered a success, it has to make $1 billion worldwide. And I think it's on its way to do that, which is awesome. So congratulations to DC Entertainment, congratulations to Warner Brothers, congratulations to Zack Snyder. Everybody did a decent job. I mean, everybody did a great job, okay? The film was decent. I had some different expectations, but still, I want this film to do well because I want to see more films like this, all right? As a matter of fact, this is quite a huge thing to know that this film exceeded box office expectations. So it is on its way to a successful theatrical run. All right, so pretty awesome stuff. Moving on, so let's talk about the extended cut of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. I already felt that Batman vs. Superman was already quite long, but there is an extended cut, which is an R-rated version of the film. And Zack Snyder confirmed that it will include 30 minutes of extra footage, making the film 3 hours long. And I have a feeling that it's kind of appropriate in a way because there's a lot of stuff that wasn't fully covered. Like a lot of the film jumps from here to here and here to there. I mean, the editing's really choppy, and I just feel that there could be more to be done. Now, I feel like a part of me feels that this R-rated extended cut isn't actually going to cover a lot of those plot holes, mainly because it's an R-rated cut. The reason why they're making it an R-rated extended cut is because there's more violence. And I think that we're going to see a lot more action in this version of the film. So it's half hour long. The violence is more intense. And another thing is that a character who has been cut out of the theatrical cut is going to appear in the extended cut, and that is Jenna Malone's character. Now, I didn't read what her character is or is supposed to be. I'm gonna leave that for when I watch the extended cut. So I'm not gonna spoil myself for that. So I'm looking forward to see what she has to offer. It's kind of like how they have the Rogue cut for X-Men Days of Future Past, because her character was completely cut out, but they're going to add her in, or rather they added her in the extended cut, or rather they're calling it the Rogue cut. So this R-rated cut is something I'm definitely looking forward to. I want to see how they're going to make the violence even more intense, and also I want to see Jenna Malone's character, because if they cut out a character completely, that means there's a whole other story in there revolving around her character. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, speaking of R-rated, what is going to happen to the future of the DC Extended Universe? Are we going to see actual R-rated superhero films, or rather films in the DC Extended Universe? The answer is no. A definitive no. Producer Charles Ronin, who is the producer of all the DC films since Batman Begins, has just confirmed that there is no plans to make R-rated films in the DC Extended Universe. There's just no place for it. Don't expect any of the future films to have like R-rated versions. I mean, maybe extended cuts, just like Zack Snyder's Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice extended cut. But still, there are no plans to make theatrical cuts that will be rated R. Now, the only two films that I think would have an appropriately placed R rating is really Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice and Suicide Squad. Or rather, Suicide Squad films, should they decide to make a sequel. But all the other films, I don't think really need an R-rated cut. I mean, think about it. We got Flash, Aquaman, Justice League's Part 1 and 2, Wonder Woman. They don't need an R-rated cut. Let's be completely honest. Now, Suicide Squad, on the other hand, I would say that a hard PG-13 rating that really pushes the envelope is appropriate. It could have an R-rated cut, but still, you know, I don't think there's a real need for it. So, if anything at all, an R-rated extended cut could work for its home video release. After all, it is David Ayer who's directed a lot of R-rated crime dramas. So I think that he probably shot the film for an R rating, but is cutting it down for a PG-13 rating, just like what Zack Snyder did with Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. But as for the rest of the films, they're a lot more lighthearted. There's more like fantasy. There's more fantasy elements. It's more in the realm of fantasy as opposed to an urban, gritty, edgy, like crime drama or crime thriller, like a Batman film, right? So there's really no need for it, and it is not happening for those that are thinking about it. So they don't care about the fact that Deadpool was a major success. They are going to stick with their game plan, and that is to have PG-13 films in the DC Extended Universe, and therefore, by doing that, they increase their box office box office revenue, especially because of the wider release it has, or rather the broader audience that it shares its films with. So awesome stuff. Congratulations on DC Entertainment for doing such an excellent job. The marketing paid off. The hype is real, and these films are critic proof. So, awesome stuff. Anyways, I'm going to be doing my spoiler review for Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice in the next episode of the DC edition of the Ragin Nation show, so stay tuned for that. I think I might have to watch it again just to take it in a little bit more before I do that, but either way, you're getting that episode, and we're going to talk a lot about it in the next one, so stay tuned for that. My name's Alex Yu, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.